good afternoon, or good morning. My name is Maria Gaspar, the instructional coach for CHAZ, and I am creating this tutorial for all of our um, organizations and or out of classroom folk that have signed up to support our CHAZ Call to Action student speech competition that starts December 10th. If you are watching this and receiving this video, it's because you have signed up for this momentous occasion. And so this is part of supporting you and ensuring that you know exactly what to expect and when you show up to the classrooms. Today, what I'm going to do through this video is I will be going over some of the things that are part of our school as part of our mission, linked learning, but I will also review the rubric and share some resource with you. You will receive all of this through email. This should be included in the email in which you receive the video. So to start off, the CHAZ mission wanted to make sure to ground us in this as we think about as we move into the classrooms and judge the speeches that the students have been working on. If you are someone who has supported CHAZ in the past or you are new, this is always helpful to just know what our mission is and what the work that we're trying to do here at our school. So essentially our school is our mission and vision is really to nurture, empower, and inspire the future social workers and community health advocates of South Central. There are, and at this school, we have 4 student learning outcomes that we believe will help to nurture this for our students. The ones that we have right here on the side, as you can see right here, one of them is to nurture and cultivate atmosphere or a space for the critical thinking for our students. So always supporting our students in developing the skill of thinking about the world in a critical way. Additionally, the other one is research. Looking at research, not so much from like the traditional point of view, but also looking at having our students learn to be researchers themselves and to tell their own story through their own research, which a lot of times comes through community asset mapping, comes through interviewing people in their community, or even surveying their community to find out really what is happening in our community. The other component is collaborating, and traditionally when we're in the school and a physical space, you will see a lot of this in group spaces, and students are always working in groups. In this space, because it's virtually, this has become a little bit challenging, and in this particular PBL, this was not the focus of the project, but in other PBLs, you will probably see collaboration and how it takes place among our students. And the last one is health advocacy. This one was a focal point for this PBL, and it's really about not only are our students learning about the issues, thinking critically about it, conducting research to really be informed about it. And if they're not finding the research, then they're creating ways to collect their own research. But really, ultimately, the driver here is that they use all this to really advocate for their community. And the key component to this PBL is about health advocacy. As we all know, as folks who are living in LA, we know that South Central is a community that is often ignored because of low income status, because people who live in this community are Black, brown, and struggling to survive in this world. And this has been heightened even more so during the pandemic. And so these are the things that our students are, the skills that students learn at CHAZ to ultimately be the drivers of the change that they want to see in their community. So that's just a few highlights of what our school does. We're also, a lot of the work that we do is linked to the fact that we are a linked learning school. And so we have a silver certification. What does it mean to be a linked learning school? Well, basically there's 4 components to be a linked learning school. Here at CHAS, these are the 4 that we strive to develop for our students. One is rigorous academic coursework that aligns to admissions requirement for our state colleges and universities. So sometimes you'll see partnerships that we have with organizations that give us that edge to be able to provide these opportunities for our students and be able to guide them towards college and career. Career technical education is really about delivering concrete knowledge and skills through a carefully structured sequence of courses. So here at CHAS, our students in 9th grade take geography of health. In 10th grade, they take a social work class. In 11th grade, they are taking statistics. And in 12th grade, they take an internship class, which traditionally in the not when we have been physically in the school has meant that they intern at different organizations. Now we are obviously learning to re-envision and rethink what does this look like for our students while we are virtually, while we're doing distance learning. The next component that CHAS works on is work-based learning, providing students with exposure to real world workplaces through job shadowing, apprenticeships and internships and more, which is what I just explained, is really about like providing them with that space. Our 11th graders in every year, they do a mock interview, which helps them develop the interview skills that they need to be able to apply to internships or organizations that might be interested in hiring them for their organization. So that's a critical component that we offer. The comprehensive services, including counseling, supplemental instruction in reading, math, to address the individual needs, really is it takes place in the classroom, but it also takes place out of the classroom. We have an intervention specialist, we have a PSW, and so and our counselors always working to ensure that our students have the things that they need. In particular now that during the pandemic, that there are a lot of issues that coming up for our students, and so still providing that for our students is critical. So those are the 4 components that we really highlight. Our PBLs are integrated in all of this. So today I'm going to be talking about the 12th grade one and the role that you're going to play as a judge in our school. And so I just wanted to highlight and remind you that that's what it means for us as a school, why we strive to get individuals who work in the mental health field, who work as social workers, who maybe could be working in council district offices, who could be the connection for our students to provide those opportunities for them. So we thank you for being here today. For our PBL project, it's called our Call to Action PBL. This has been, I think this is the 5th year that we have done this PBL here at CHAS. It has been an evolution of things. In particular, this year, our teachers were tasked with a big task, which was to rethink our PBL project and do it virtually, which is a huge ask for our teachers, and they have navigated this whole process and been able to create something for the students that was meaningful, attainable, and that pushes them a little bit in a space where they could be advocating for their community. So that's what you're going to see today. The PBL focused on a question, which is, what are communities like South Central LA experiencing in 2020, and how is that affecting mental health? We believe that through the course of this semester, we have seen a lot of issues in the community, and really wanted to make this project not only something that would be rigorous as it could be during distance learning, but really that it captured the voices of the students and what they are experiencing in their community right now. And so we believe it is so important to do that and to tie it to their learning, that it's not just about that, it's not separate, right? What they go through at home and how they're learning in school is not separate. They should be tied together, and they should like provide, their learning should provide avenues for them to be able to either talk about the issues that they're facing and confronting, and or do something about it. So this is what we were thinking about during this PBL. It was tied to 3 courses: government, English 12, and our CTE course. But there are actually 5 teachers that participated in this because there were more teachers actually teaching these courses. And so you will see and meet the teachers upon arrival to their classes, and they will guide the students through that. The focus of the PBL was advocating for change on behalf of an issue in the community, developing a research-based call to action to ensure that young people's voices are at the forefront of social change, and writing a speech and delivering it to an audience. Those were the key components that we try to focus on. And so that's what you will see in the student presentations. Something that we're asking as a judge for you to keep in mind is to ensure the safety of our students. No names, images, or voices can be recorded or captured via screenshot, pictures, etc. We really thank you for cooperating with us in this. It's a lot for the students to be presenting their personal accounts as to what's happening. And so if you would like to follow up with a student, or you would want to have more information about it, the best way would be to contact myself, and then I can contact the teachers to see how we can get additional information to you. The next thing I wanted to make sure is that as a judge, you will be scoring them. Now, we realize that you are an on the field expert, but not exactly the person that has guided them through this project. And so what you will be judging is just the actual delivery of the speech. Teachers will be grading the written component. And then what we're really asking you to do is really think about the 3 things. First, the content. Students were asked to identify an issue. And so students who score a 4 in this particular area should make it clear what the issue is, what the vision for this is, if it were to be resolved, and is there a clear call to action? Have they explicitly said that this is what they want people to do to resolve the issue? So that's all part of the content. Structure and style is the opening and closer. Do they open the speech with something compelling? Do they close it and leave you like thinking? Do they incorporate rhetorical devices? Is the organization of the speech so flawlessly that you just are like following everything that the student is saying? Those things are what merits a 4. You will get a sample of rubric where you can, in case you have doubts about where actually the student falls, you will have that in all the resources that will be shared with you. And finally, the delivery of the speech. This part has been adjusted for a virtual delivering of the speech. So instead of looking at body posture and eye contact, we're asking you to keep the following in mind. Does the student use tone, pauses to enhance the speech? Are they bringing that up? Do they demonstrate passion for the issue? Is that clear? Is it coming across to you in their speech deliveries? And so those are the 3 components that as a judge we will be keeping note of, and we'll be scoring them as soon as they're done. Here are a couple of things that you will need as a judge. You're going to need the speech rubric This will be a guide as you score the student speeches. They have been pre-recorded due to technology accessibility. So keep that in mind. The in-classroom speeches will be pre-recorded. The teachers will be showing them, the student will be there to answer any questions or anything that comes up, but you're seeing pre-recorded speeches in the classroom. On the evening, on December 16, the students who win the in-classroom competitions will be presenting their speeches live, provided there are no technical issues. Those are live, so keep that in mind. Classroom Zoom links will be available for you. All this information is included in the email with the video, so make sure to review it. Upon entering the Zoom meeting, make sure to rename yourself and include as part of your name judge, so teachers know who you are. Teachers can only admit people that they recognize, and if they do not recognize you, they probably will not admit you immediately. So keep that in mind. It's really important. Google form. I have created a Google form for you to input the scores electronically, so that will be shared with you. And of course, in evaluation, we strive to improve everyone's experiences, and your feedback is invaluable to our PBLs. And we want to ensure that our PBLs are addressing real world experiences and skills. So we are asking for you to take a few minutes out of your day before you leave us to fill out our evaluation. And here is a sample of what you should get. In your email, you should have received Judge's Guide Soapbox to the Soapbox, a quick note about it. Everything that is on here is everything that I have highlighted through this presentation. The link to the evaluation will be coming. If you look at right here, the speech presentation expectations, this is where you can find the link for the Google form. Every time you fill out the Google form, you will click on this link and fill it out for each student. I will review that in a second. I wanted to make sure to highlight this part right here. Virtual classroom information. All of this information is confidential and shared with you only for the purposes of you accessing the classes. Please do not share this document with anyone. These right here, you will find the class period, date, and time. Judges, what you will look for is for your name in this area. If you see your name, then this is the link that corresponds to the classroom that you will be attending. And so all the different judges and classroom links have been provided in this document. Up here, when you are ready to score, teachers will signal to you right after a speech. They will signal to you and let you know, judges, you have 3 to 5 minutes to score the student. You will then go to this link. And in this link, you will enter your name, the student's name. And if for some reason you did not catch the student's name, you can always privately message the teacher to get the student's name, the date, the teacher's name. It's a drop down, so you should be able to find them. And if you forget, you can go back to the judge's guide to see who the teacher was. The period, same thing. You can go back to the teacher guide in case you forgot the period. Here is the sample rubric that you can use as a guide, outlining each of the areas in which you could score the student for each section. And then right below here is where you're actually going to select what score the student gets for each one. And this particular area is required, which is why it's starred. So we do require you to do that. At the bottom of each form, we're asking for you to give any comments or advice for the student. These comments will be shared with the student. Our students always want to know and hear back to see what they did well and how they can improve. So keep that in mind as a judge, that they will ask for your feedback. And that said, the last thing I wanted to ensure is that if you should need anything, again, my name is Maria Gaspar. I am the instructional coach here at Chaz. My email is here. I have included my email throughout the document so you can find a way to reach me. My phone number is included in my emails, but also included here. If there is any need, technical issues or anything like that, you can also shoot me a text on the day of. I will be on call if there are multiple classroom competitions on the same day, so I'm maybe popping in and out, but you can definitely text me if you encounter any issues. And that is all. And again, thank you so much for volunteering your time here at Chaz. We appreciate your dedication and we hope that you can come back next semester. We do have our career morning. We have 2 PBLs, one in 9th and one in 10th grade, as well as our mock interviews. So our next semester is going to be jam-packed with a lot of different opportunities for organizations to join us. Without further ado, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great experience in the classroom.